Ngannou beat Tyson Fury. I watched that fight, okay, and I understand that Tyson Fury might have threw a couple more of these or whatever, a couple more of these punches, and they landed. Ngannou won that fight.
Yeah.
I was waiting. Like 6th round, 7th round, I'm like, okay, here's where that boxing cardio that MMA guys haven't been able to really have. You go back to the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather fight. They were talking about, hey, this is what's going to happen. And then by round 10, it happened to Conor, and he was done. Conor was doing very well for a long time. Then he was done. And all the boxing experts were like, this is how this is going to go. They're not ready for this long of a fight. It's just a different form of cardio. Ngannou never blinked. He got stronger as he got older, as the fight went on, and he had his damn hand. Hey, he had his damn hand like this the entire fight. I don't know why every boxer doesn't do this, but this felt like it was fun to watch. And Ngannou, like, obviously he sat Tyson Fury with that left, but if you look at Tyson, his other eye's black and blue too. I mean, he was peppering him.
Yeah,
and he has the strongest punch recorded ever is what Ngannou, like he has the strongest punch I think ever recorded because how heavy his hands are. He's got Tyson training him. He's got my guy. Hey, Trip Hale, roommate of mine in college, was his strength and conditioning coach, and I watched a couple videos of that. It's like Ngannou's about to take over boxing. Is that what's about to happen, or is there a chance that Tyson Fury was not prepared at all for what Francis Ngannou was going to do? And I know Tyson Fury out of shape is kind of his thing. There was parts of his body that were shaking in a way that I don't think I've seen in the past where I'm like, did he not take this serious? But Francis Ngannou, what a performance, AJ. Did you watch the fight? It was all.
Oh, yeah. As far as like Fury, I know people thought there was all kind of stuff up. Oh, maybe Tyson Fury didn't train like he normally does. Maybe he didn't. But either way, Francis Ngannou looked awesome. In his first like legit real boxing match like this to take on Tyson Fury with every great boxer that's ever lived in attendance, like over there, they seem to have, the guest list was ridiculous in that whole spot.
Vince McMahon's 4 feet away from the entire thing.
Sweet.
He's sitting next to Eminem and Mike Tyson, I think, there. And Undertaker was somewhere in the building.
Hey.
Yeah, you got Cristiano Ronaldo on the other side. I mean, they need to work on I'm not saying anything to anybody. I don't know who's in charge of what.
On the what?
What?
The intros and the whole thing, like, you got Vince McMahon sitting right there.
Yeah.
Like, just, hey, Vince, how do we make this about 1,000 times better than what it is right now? It was just, they were trying to do too much, like, just doing too much.
Too flashy?
Too
Get to the
flashy.
fight. You're saying get to the fight?
No, I'm understanding there has to be a show, but like the timing of it all was very poorly laid out. Like they played, I forget what the song. It was a Drake. Started from the bottom now for Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
And they played it for like 7 minutes, and then Francis Ngannou showed up. Like it was just like poorly pieced together.
Not well choreographed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and you got Vince literally sitting right there. Somebody should have just said, "Hey Vince, if we could, give me the headset."
Yeah, help
I don't know what it is, but that was like my takeaway because they're obviously heavily invested in this. The amount of money they had to spend on it. I hope this continues for these fighters who I think are worth every dollar that they make because they're going in there and they're willing to just get knocked out and see you later for our entertainment. I appreciate you guys doing that. But Ngannou won that fight.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't even. I mean, I'm not a boxing purist, and I don't know if they score like counters and like, well, his technicalities were more professional on what he elbowed him. Tyson Fury elbowed him at one.
Can't do that.
I mean, it was all right. I'm not getting into it.
It'll be a rematch.
Which then makes you believe like, so is this all just cooked? And what the next one then is the next one going to go the other way?
But there's no way someone's taking a fall. You think anyone would take a fall? Like people have too much pride to like not try to win that thing.
No, I agree, but the judge is just ruling it however the hell they want to. Yeah. Like, hey,
that's been an issue forever. Boxing, like judging in any sport, I think is brutal. But yeah, especially boxing's had issues over the years, no question.
And I very much understand that this is not a good depiction of like who won a fight and who lost a fight.
It's not.
But in this particular fight, this was a good way to judge said fight because Ngannou never got hit seemingly, and when he did get hit, he just like
ate it.
Didn't even. Yeah. The guy might be like phenomenal boxer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
first legit fight, right?
Yeah. Heavy hands.
Yeah.
Heavy.
He's used to get hit with like 6-ounce gloves, not 14 or 12, whatever ounce gloves they're wearing.
Oh, this is fun.
And he can protect himself with those big old boxing gloves too. Like you can protect yourself big time. Yeah.
Bro, he had his hand right. Like I took one boxing class. The guy would then go on to punch me right in my face and numerous times.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, so I'm not going to do this again. this seems like something I'm going to do virtual reality boxing. But they say, like, check the phone, right? You should always have, like, a phone. Like, that's how your hand should always be. Like, you're holding your phone up to your head. Ngannou's hand never moved from right here. And then whenever Fury would flip, okay, sweet.
Boom.
We're just doing this right here. And his elbow was a defense, and his hand was. I'm like, why aren't all? That feels like that's the
strategy right now.
Because he was like, it's tricky. He's awkward. I couldn't get in. It's like, yeah, because you're punching an elbow.
Yeah.
That feels like good defense. Tyson's in the corner.
Yeah,
I think that probably had a lot to do with it as well. But we talked about it a little bit before the show. It's one of those things where Fury definitely didn't take it serious at all coming in, and like this is like the epitome of like, hey, there's a fighter's chance where you got a guy like Ngannou who is maybe he is. He's the pound for pound. He throws the hardest punches in the world. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. If you get clipped by one of those, like, you're going down. I don't care how good you are. So if you're just expecting to kick his ass or just roll over him, like, you get caught, there's nothing you can do.
Not Ngannou's fault, by the way. How serious Fury takes it. That's not on Ngannou. That's not. And if he did, and if he didn't, or whatever. But they're setting up for more fights, and it was. I became a much larger Ngannou fan after that fight than of Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's
with
big.
how it all went, and Ngannou telling a story about how Tyson was telling him, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna take you to school today or whatever. And then he's dancing over top of him, telling him he's a terrible professor after he knocked him down. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That Ngannou's not worried or stressing at all. Figuring out, all right, what shit can I talk to him after I knock him down? Never seemed to waver. All ex-boxers did the judging.
Oh, that's interesting.
So for the good of boxing.
Not biased at all.
Yeah,
That's what we want. Isn't that what you normally want, though? You want judges that have done it?
Maybe.
I think I would, yeah. That would be, and then as you're like hearing like, oh, this is ex-boxers doing the judging, it's like, well, they're potentially gonna wanna
lean one way.
was this like
lean towards the natural boxer?
And if you heard Mark Kriegel, I think is his name, he's like, I've met him at NFL Network, but I think he's like a boxing purist. People are talking about how nobody gave Francis Ngannou a chance. Listen to that. Listen to his open that he did in the intro. He calls this a sideshow, and like this is an appetizer for the main event that is Fury and Usyk or whatever. At the end, like the way he talked about like Jake Paul getting into boxing, and like basically he talked about the state of boxing being in a bad place, and how this is the sideshow became the main event. He said in there was one of the lines, and then he talked about this fight being a nothing fight, but people love it pretty much. And then you watch the fight kind of unfold. It's like,
Wait a minute.
buddy,
Sideshow.
you boxing people.
Yeah.
I don't know, And then Jake Paul obviously had his moment where he was like, oh, the MMA guys aren't good boxers, huh? That's what that's what I've been told this entire time when I'm knocking people out. It was a great time. I'm happy the fight happened. Happy for Francis Ngannou. And Ngannou, good luck becoming the boxing heavyweight champ.
Yeah.